Good day, folks. This is Greg Judy at Green Pastures Farm. I get asked a lot about how we do our tagging and different things on our cattle. And so I was just going to cover that a little bit. We've got a process that we've worked on over the years, and it's pretty valuable as a livestock owner when you start getting into numbers. If you're running more than 15 or 20 animals, even 10, to keep track of those cows and which calves they've had. Why would you want to do that? Well, when you have a cow that gives you a really, really nice calf, you like to know what your mother is. Or in the reverse of that is if you have a cow that gives you a calf that's not very good, we call those dinks. In other words, it doesn't grow out. Why didn't it grow out? Well, probably the mother. She didn't give it either enough good milk, or the calf didn't get the proper colostrum when it was born, or maybe the mother's letting other calves suck her. Maybe the mother's just a terrible mom. She doesn't care about the calf. She doesn't go check on it. She doesn't look it up, during the day when she's grazing. The calf is kind of on its own. Well, that cow needs to be culled. If you don't know which dinky calf that came from because it didn't have an ear tag in it, that's important. But here's the biggest one. When we're moving our animals, and we move them twice a day, and we're moving them across 16 farms, people say, but Greg, aren't you leaving calves constantly behind? Because the calves are hidden back in the brush, the new ones. How do you know you've got them all? Well, right here. So we go through our calving chart. I've got another book that's got calving chart on it. It's got all the birth dates. We go to the last 5 tag calves that have been born. Those are the youngest ones. Those are the ones that are going to be hidden. And they're going to be out of the paddock underneath a single wire, hiding up against the bush, maybe in tall grass, but they're not going to be with mama. They're going to be all sleeping. And you go out there in the morning, and maybe you're moving your cows to the far end of the farm. Guess what? You left those baby calves behind. Now you got to go back and get the mother and walk her back down to the other end of the farm because she knows where that calf's at. You don't. And you may not find it. Here's the scary part. If you go out there and jump that new calf up and the mother's not around and it takes off running because it's scared, you're a predator. As far as that calf knows, you're a coyote. You're going to kill it. It's going to run, and it may run. I've seen them run a half a mile before they stopped. They just run. They're scared. Folks, that's a calf you're not going to get back unless you've got a good set of lungs on you and you can keep up with that calf. So look for those babies. Get them up while the cows are still there. Mother them up. And then you can do your cattle drive. But how are you going to do that if you don't have a tag on them? So we use the Y-Tex. I love these tags. It's a 2-part tag. You've got the part you ride on. You've got the button with the little steel pin on it. And so this actually gets pushed in there like that. It goes through the ear and through the tag, and you load it up with this. So this is the pointer part goes on that probe, and then this piece goes on the bottom, okay, like that. And where do you put it in the ear? Well, I drew a diagram here. This is where you put it. So this is the head of the cow, okay? That's the side of the head. We're looking at it sideways. That's kind of a funny looking ear, but all right, I'm not the best artist, okay? But right where that X is, don't put the tag out here too far on the end of the ear. If you do that, it's going to weigh that ear down, and he's going to have a cauliflower-looking ear, and it could get ripped out. You don't want it too close up here by the head either. That's getting into some real thin. These 2 lines here. There's 2 lines there. That's a membrane, or it's ribs that go through that ear. Folks, don't punch a hole through that. This is just skin and hair right here in between those 2. You can see them. There are depressions on the ear. I don't know if this has a picture of it. Not a very good one. If you're not real sure of it, there's probably somebody that's got a picture of it on another YouTube closer up. But you want to put it about halfway down the ear, a little bit closer to the head than out. You don't want that ear weighing down. So when we stick, and so here's your markings. Well, let me get a tag that's got the numbers on it. Here we go. Now I'm not going to push that through there because I don't want to ruin that tag, but the numbers the numbers need to go on the front side of the ear, okay? So when you punch it through there, that number, when you look at the calf, it's looking at you, you're going to be seeing the numbers. You don't want to put it on the back side of the ear, because now the numbers are facing its butt, and you're not going to be able to see it. So make sure the numbers are facing forward. Now, here's a mistake a lot of people make. They buy a good tag, and then they go in the drawer and they find them a magic marker and they start drawing on it. I don't have any just normal magic markers here, but here's what you want to do, folks. Get the Y-Tech. This is made for this. This is a Y-Tech's magic marker. When you shake it, man, I mean, there is some serious ink in there. I can draw on here. I don't want to draw on a tag because I'm not ready to tag one, but I mean, it puts out a lot of ink. And what I do, just to be careful or to make sure that I've got enough on there, I'll go over each number at least twice, because you don't want that thing fading out. It's going to be out there. It may be on that calf for, I've got cows that's got tags in for 15 years. Being beat by the brush every day, the sun, grass, whatever, water, rain, snow. You've got to make sure that you draw that on there really well. If you just draw it on there with one pass, you just wasted your time. It's going to be gone in less than a year. You won't even be able to read it. I want to be able to read my tags. Now, you're asking me, what's those numbers mean? Well, ours is so darn simple. I like things simple. The first number is the year, so it's 2019. We're getting ready to go into 2020, so next year the first number will be a 0. And then it's just the corresponding number of the calves that have been born that year. So this would be 103. So your first calf at the beginning of the year on ours would be 0, and then number 1, number 2. You can go out there in the pasture and see 004. You go, okay, that's the fourth calf born this year. It's really easy to identify them. You can kind of calculate how old they are by looking at those tags. Oh, one other thing. Don't make this mistake. See that little guy there? This is a little black deal, and it's easy to fall out. Make sure that that's in there when you put this on this tagger, because if that black deal wasn't on there, and you put this tag on, it's not going to stay in. Now, that's the only thing I wish Y-Techs would change that, where that black thing doesn't fall out. Sometimes it will, but I keep my plungers in another bag. I'm sorry, this little bucket, and there's some spare ones in there, so if I do lose one, I've got one. The other thing I do, you're not going to find very many people that do this, but we keep what we call gentle iodine. And before we punch that through the ear of the calf, we'll spray that button down real good with iodine. And as soon as I punch it through, then I grab the calf's ear, and on both sides where it went through the ear, I'll just spray a little iodine on it. And it really seems to help on infection and stuff like that. Of course, it'll keep the flies from chewing on it if you get just a little bit of blood dispersion from that wound going through the ear. So just a little bit of gentle iodine, it works wonders. The Y-Techs, they come 25 to a bundle. They've got some different ones out. I still like the 2-part system where you've got the tag and you've got the plunger. Do they come out? Absolutely. Sometimes they do, but I would say out of 100 cows that we tag per 100 on a year, you might lose 2 or 3. But folks, you've got to keep track of which cows you have. And if you don't have a tag on a cow, when do you know the last time she calved? You may have some freeloaders out there that are going on 12, 14, 16, 18 months. They ain't calved. They're not even pregnant. That's a freeloader. Those need to go to town. If you don't have a tag on it, you don't know what you got. So I believe in it. It's a good practice. And with that, I'm going to sign off on our tagging. Everyone have a good one.